Hello everyone, David here with Conquer FX. I just want to give us all a quick update on Bitcoin, things that we've been seeing with Bitcoin over the past few days, which are pretty interesting. I want to bring up here, this is the daily chart right now on Bitcoin. Um, and it's pretty obvious here, after this huge run that we had since kind of the end of 2023. We've mentioned this in previous videos, the top here at around 72, broke this area, this line that we kind of drew here of resistance back in March, kind of pierced into it for a day or two towards the 73K, consolidating, call it a range, call it as you wish. But basically between the lower bound of around, let's call it 60K around here till around, let's say 71K, 72K, it's been kind of dancing around this area, which the way that I'm personally looking at this, okay, and again, this is not financial advice, nothing like that, but what I'm seeing here is that this is a daily chart. Very, very likely that we're going to be testing this lower bound around the 61, 60 level in the upcoming days, upcoming week, perhaps. Very, very likely to see that happening. I want to zoom in a little bit to the 4 hour, and I think you guys already know that when it comes to Bitcoin, I think that time frame is very helpful, very suitable, of course, to analyze things with. Yeah, I mean, we've been on this downtrend since beginning of June, let's say June 7th, when we couldn't pierce this 71 resistance level, as you guys can see here, and we've been kind of trailing downwards. Of course, has to do with a few factors, but I mean, let's just talk technicals here, okay? Because I do think that we are in a bull run. We are going to be having higher highs eventually. And I do think that this is just part of the next move, the big move up. And I do think that once we're done here testing this lower area, we're going to be kind of probably moving forward slowly. And if you guys can see, there's a very nice uptrend line. Like I said, since around October, mid-October. And I think we're going to be testing that level around here. And it does make sense. Look, this is going to be the lower range area. And there is also a nice test that it can do on this uptrend line. Um, do I think it's going to happen around mid-July? Probably it could happen, let's say anywhere between now, we're at the 24th of June right now, 23rd of June, till around the 12th of July. So around this area could kind of, uh, you know, let's call it just dancing around or mellow its way down slowly to this area where there's support and there's also support of a trend line. I just want to show you real quick the daily. You're going to also see the moving 200 moving average right here, this brown line, okay, which also could be a very nice support level. It hasn't tested that 200-day since it started, of course, the rally. It's tested the 50, it's tested the 100, but hasn't tested that 200-day. Another thing that I like to always check is the weekly. Now, the weekly here, as we can see, I'm gonna just put on the KC. I love to work with the KC. You can see that it hasn't reached that point yet. Now the KC, as you can see here, has been kind of a support area on the weekly. Okay, the KC is it's combined with the 20 moving average, and of course the two ATRs. Okay, two ATR movements on each side. Okay. It's time two ATRs, average true range bounds on both sides of it, with the moving average in between. So on the weekly level, we've seen before that it can come down and test it. Could it happen this week? I do definitely think that it does look like we're almost there. It's going to have to complete this and also touching the support line as well. With that said, I do think, I mean, I want to zoom out a little bit, okay? with that said, I think this looks absolutely um, amazing. Okay, again, this is my opinion. I think that we are going to be having this, this consolidation period is great. And I do think that once, let me just stretch this line a little bit here. Okay, once we reach this level and we're going to be kind of consolidating here around, I would say, end of August, towards the beginning of September, maybe beforehand, we pierce this up. Okay, we pierce this up, and we're going to be going fast towards this upper range around here. So we're going to be testing the 90K, and again, this is my opinion by year end. That is what I see. So I think that this consolidation is, if you're a long-term buyer, it could be a very good opportunity to add to your position. I do think that in general, Bitcoin is very positive. The fact that it didn't break the 70K is totally normal. Don't forget this huge run that it had. Um, Bitcoin does need to kind of settle its way, and you have to let it consolidate a little bit to build up its power. And I think the power is definitely coming with this uptrend line pushing forward. So just looking at dates here, and you can all see that as well, that probably towards midsummer and summer, we're gonna have this nice bounce moving and popping up. That's of course what I'm hoping for, and I think that's what we're going towards the 90. Of course, if it reaches 90, this is a whole different ball game. You can just break through it easily towards, breaking past 100K, breaking past 120K, who knows, okay? But I do think this is the beginning of a huge move. Again, this is my opinion. Um, in any case, we're going to be monitoring it, especially with the lines. You guys can add these lines, of course, as well to your trading platforms, whatever you guys are using. So just embrace yourself. Know that it's going to probably go downwards to test these levels, test the support demand zone at around 60K, and possibly even lower towards this uptrend level. Don't forget, it could also pierce, down towards the 59. That's totally normal. Okay, these things. But in general, I think that we're going to be keeping these two trading ranges, okay, up and down. And like I said, I think we're going to be consolidating more higher towards in the summer. Okay, comes July, June, we're going to be coming from 60, 61 back up to the 72, and from there breaking it. Okay, towards end of summer, September, maybe even sooner. Who knows? Maybe it'll take a little bit longer. I don't know, but um, does make sense. Again, something to look out for. I'm definitely looking at these levels. I'm setting alerts here at around the 60K, and of course on the uptrend. Will be interesting to find out, and of course we'll update accordingly. Okay. Next update probably is going to be the next few days about Nvidia and about some other hot stocks that we're going to be looking at as well. For this week, main things to look at, we got Thursday, got some durable goods coming out report at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. And of course, on Friday, which is that's going to be the main event. Okay, people, on Friday, we got the PC coming out, which is going to be shedding some light on how the market's doing in terms of inflation. And as we all know, that's what's moving the market right now, to find out what the Fed is exactly going to do. It's also moving Bitcoin, it's also moving all these risk on assets as well. So, this week, very interesting, and we'll be updating, of course, accordingly. Anyway, trade safe, be well, all the best. That's all for now. Have a good one. Have a great trading week.